All right, welcome to the shop, my friends. Today we're going to be reviewing some of your bikes. I want to make this something I do regularly, probably on Thursdays. And what we're going to be doing here on this video, I'm going to be reviewing 4 bikes that have been submitted to me for review and for sharing with all of you. They're community custom bike builds, and I'm going to choose one of those who I will send this old shovel hat to. Same hat as what I'm wearing today, except for a little less worn in. It'll be new instead of old and worn from the shop. So what I asked was, I asked all of you to share with me community content about bike builds that you've done. Like I said, I've received several. I've chosen 4 that we're going to review today, and then there's one that I'm going to highlight as my favorite. Because this is my channel and I get to choose. First up, I have a bike from Louise that he submitted. This is what he says about his bike. I got this bike from my sister who bought it new in 1987. So this is a 1987. It's a Lotus. And he says the frame is chromo. The paint could not be saved. I resto-modded it. The rims are original, but it has new spokes and aluminum hubs. The old ones were corroded. Made it a 1x9 freewheel for my daughter. It has a micro shift rear derailleur and a 38-tooth front chain ring with IXF cranks with external bearings. So here's the bike. And yeah, you can see the micro shift drivetrain, the 1x9. It looks like he's running probably an 11 to 32 cassette in the back. What's cool about the Advent 9-speed is you can go with a bigger cassette. They do have a nice steel cassette. It's kind of heavy, but it's big, and you can do that wide range. I'm guessing this towny style bike, he said it's made for his daughter. The paint looks really good. I really like the black. I really like the subtle Lotus lettering on it. It's really a pretty bike. That's why this one stood out to me, because it's just really clean. It's a classic Lotus frame, really beautiful lines and beautiful tubing, a nice set with that brown leather saddle. I love the threadless stem. All in all, it's just a beautiful little bike. My girls would actually be happy to have a bike like this. They're more happy riding actually more often on the road, and that 1x drivetrain works great. I've put those IXF cranks on a few bikes. They're a really great deal on Amazon. Just an all-around clean, beautiful, well-done bike. Thanks, Louise, for sharing. Next up, we have a bike from Brandon, and Brandon says this about his bike. His bike is a Zaskar, and you guys know I'm a sucker for Zaskars. This one's beautifully done up. He says, first off, I am inept at using Instagram, which is fine. I was still able to find your bike video. But here's photos of a few bikes I chose his Zaskar I've built up over the years. The Zaskar is particularly sentimental to me, as it started life as a Tequesta, purchased with earnings from my first job as a teenager in '92. So that's pretty awesome. So this Zaskar started out as a Tequesta. It's gone through multiple renditions, and though not one component is original, which I assume since the frame now is a Zaskar frame instead of a Tequesta, it's always been a whole bike. So I really like that. I like that this is a bike that Brandon has had since '92, starting out with a frame that was a Tequesta, probably all that. He swapped out parts, changed things, and now it's got a Zaskar frame. It's got multiple parts. None of the parts are original, and what he's got now is just a cool build. What I like about this, you can see, I really like gray. I really like the gray on the Zaskar with all the purple bits. Looks like he's got a Hope headset. He's got a purple brake booster. I'm not sure what the brakes are. The Manitou front fork. We've got an XT crankset, a newer one that's probably from mid-early 2000s. Looks like he's got a LX 8-speed rear derailleur, so I'm wondering if it's still 8-speed. I wonder if that came originally off the Tequesta. I'm not sure. It looks like he's got Mavic Crossmac wheels, a Thompson seat post, a Salitalia saddle, Thompson stem. Not sure what the bars are from this picture. I'm sure some of the others. Purple bar ends. Just a lot of cool bits on this, and a mix of new and old parts that is truly a build like after my own heart. A lot of really clean, really beautiful bits. This is a nice, beautiful vintage GT frame with some cool retro and some cool newer bits that just make it awesome. Thanks, Brandon, for sharing with us your bike. Okay, next up we have a Kona Fire Mountain from Hanu. I hope I said that right. And you guys, for those of you that have been on my channel for a long time, I love Kona bikes. My first, well, it wasn't my first mountain bike, but my first mountain bike that really felt like a real bike was a Kona Caldera. Steel frame. It was a Kona chromoly steel frame with a Marzocchi bomber, a Z3 bomber. It was a mid-year 97, 98, I think is what it was. It was a mid-year model, so it came in a limited version of a gray color scheme with a black Marzocchi Z3 bomber fork on it. And an XT LX mix, I believe, LX rear, and it was just awesome. It was such a good bike. I've tried to recapture that with several of my other Kona builds. I fell in love with Konas. I really love Joe Murray's design, and well, let's see what Hanu has to say about his. Although I have other projects that have been more restoration-like, this one is closer to heart because it was my first paint job and because it was an absolute piece of junk to start with. I also like the green-black combo. Other projects, the Explosive and Wheeler 6600, are nice and important, but they are more conventional. So he has some other bikes. Also, I got the idea of getting a Hover Air from your videos. I like the Hover Air for those that haven't seen some of my videos. When I have drone type shots, those are actually shot with a Hover Air. It's really simple. I combined filming that with music generated with AI on this video, and he shares a YouTube video of his bike build. But he has on his bike, so you can see this is the end product of the Kona. He has shared actually a blog post with me on this. And at the top, we have the original piece of junk Kona. So you can see it's a Kona Fire Mountain, 1992 Kona Fire Mountain. Originally, actually broke my fingers riding a Kona Fire Mountain once. The shop I worked at rented Kona Fire Mountains out, and I crashed on one. That's a whole nother story. But, so Kona Fire Mountain, it started out 1992 Kona Fire Mountain in bad condition. He took that, stripped it down, cleaned it up. You can see here he has the frame sanded down, ready for primer and paint. And he put this beautiful green paint on it. And he mentioned in his blog post that he couldn't find the Fire Mountain decals to match, but he found some Lava Dome ones on eBay and used those. So now it's badged as a Lava Dome, but I'm really impressed, Hanu. I really like what you've done with your Kona. I love actually the LX parts that are on it. I really like the look of those black 8-speed LX parts. and they just look so clean. They look really good on this build. I'm really impressed with the paint job. The decals look nice. It just looks clean. The colorway is really good. Like I've said before, I believe in the 3 rules of biking. You've got to have fun. 2, you've got to look good. And then safety third. And this bike looks awesome. And knowing how Konas ride, so Konas, Joe Murray designed the Konas with that sloping top tube. There was a few others, like Paul Brody, that was doing that also. A lot of those early bikes that had those sloping top tubes, like looking at this, you can see it's not significant, but they would say that they were girl bikes or something, that the sloping top tube was not practical. But then, like with Paul Brody's bikes, they started winning races and winning a lot of stuff. It's just a faster design. It's a more laid back. And you look at modern hardtails now, and they have, they throw back to the same geometry, those slope top tubes. And the geometry that Joe Murray was coming up with, Paul Brody was ahead of their time in that early 90s, and later was copied in the 2000s by a lot of other bike builders. Before that, there was geometries a lot closer to road bike geometries, and so Konas are significant. So thank you, Hanu, for sharing your build. I really like what you've done, and beautiful pictures also. If you want me to choose your bike in a future one of these, take some really good pictures. And Hanu did a really good job on his picture. So next up is a bike from Annie. And Annie submitted her Specialized Hard Rock. And there's a few things that stuck out. One, I love the colorway on some of these 90s Specialized, the two-tone colors and just the color choices. It just screams 90s, and I love it. And this is what Annie has to say about her bike. I missed my old Trek Antelope 830, so when my son miraculously found the Hard Rock in a stellar colorway at Old Spoke's home in Burlington, Vermont, where he's a mechanic, he built it to my general specifications, 2x system, V-brakes, and trigger shifting. He added his own sweet touches, hand-built lightweight wheels with his signature colored spoke nipples on either side of the valve, and donated his own plush tires. I chose the granola handlebars, much loved ergon grips, added a Jack the Rack front rack, simple soda pop fenders, and refurbished the rear Blackburn rack that I saved from the Trek. This bike is extremely comfortable and is my rough surface touring bike, perfect for gravel, rail trails, and dirt roads. So a couple things I really like about Annie's bike and why it stuck out to me, and I wanted to share it with you all. First off, I agree. The colorway on this Hard Rock is just stellar. It's really good, and I really like it. It really sticks out, and the paint looks like it's in incredible condition from something that's probably from the early 90s. The plush tires are beautiful, great for those rail trails and gravel and dirt roads. I really like the 2x build that her son did, and I really like that her son built this up for her. I think that's awesome. I think it's a really sweet, beautiful build. I love that it looks used. I'm going through her Instagram. She has a lot of use for it, and it just looks really, really good. Oh, I can tell also it's got like pawl levers on it, it looks like. It's hard to say, but that does look like pawl levers, ergon grips. The bars, nice sweeping bars. I love the bags and everything that she has going on it. It's just a great touring bike that should last for ages. I love these older steel frames. They are heritage bikes. So So again, thank you all that did submit your bikes for this. I plan on continuing to do this. I'm going to make an updated link with a slightly different submission process. I'm going to have you guys submit your images to me. They'll actually upload into the form that I'm going to use for this next time. So look in the description for a link to the form to submit your bike for future cool custom bike builds. And we'll review those. I'll do the same thing. I'll choose some. I want to do this somewhat regularly. I can't right now do it every Thursday, but I'm going to try to do it as often on Thursdays as I can, which will probably end up being a couple times a month. I will choose one from each of those and give a prize, either swag from a sponsor or another company, or an old shovel hat or other things as we go forward. For this week, the gift I'm going to be giving out is this old shovel hat. And truthfully, I'm a sucker for Konas. And so, Hanu, I'm going to be sending you this hat. I'll reach out via your email, and we'll get in touch so I can get your address, and I'll ship that out as soon as we can coordinate things. Thank you all for all that you do. I love seeing the cool bikes people have. People have been sharing their bikes with me on Instagram for a while now, and I've wanted to do something like this for a long time. I think there's a lot of cool things that you all do with your bikes that just sharing them gives others great ideas. So as always, look for opportunities to give those old things new life. Submit your bikes in the form below, and I'll see you on the next video. Ciao. There was a lot of cool bikes. And sorry, I couldn't get to all of your bikes. There was a lot to choose from. And these, though, were ones that stood out. If you take good pictures, that helps. So when you submit them, try to get a really good picture on the drive side, especially. That helps too. It helps me to see what's going on. There's a little more information. And yeah, ciao.